So today we were interviewed by Cody of Channel 13 KCBS News on the old water office. They did a portrayal of the restaurant and did an interview with it. Why don't you take a look at it, check it out, and see what you think about the way they treat us. I thought it was fantastic. They did a great job. They love the restaurant.
There's a building full of history that is now housing a new venture of fine dining.
Yes, indeed. And where there's food, there's Cody's Caravan. He is live in Patterson this morning with more of the new restaurant. Hey, Cody.
Oh my goodness, this place is so gorgeous. Not open yet. Not open yet. We're giving you a preview of this place before it actually opened. Bob Cabana, Bob, how are you? Bob.
Great, Cody. You're my best friend now.
I agree. I think you and I might have been separated at birth.
I think that's true. The surgical scars are still on my hip from where that actually occurred.
Okay, you guys have built one of the most beautiful restaurants I've ever seen. This is
Thank
gorgeous.
you so much.
This is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, well, it's a labor of love, and Mr. Maring, his brainchild of that restaurant, he owned the old water office building there, which was utilized for ditch tenders, and the farmers would get together and order their water, and then once cell phones came around, it became obsolete. So he harbored a desire to build a restaurant for the Patterson community for 20 years.
And didn't tell anybody.
Didn't tell us all.
Didn't tell a soul.
Didn't tell his wife, didn't tell anybody. I owned the restaurant. My daughter married his grandson, and we have a restaurant in Modesto called the Redwood Cafe, which has a big story for it as well that we're going to be sharing a little bit later about moving it to River Islands.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And he was 85 years old, and he came to me, he goes, Bob, I want to build a legacy restaurant for my family in Patterson, and I want you to do it. I was a swimming pool and landscaping contractor for 25 years. I built about 5,000 swimming pools and landscape backyards and built custom homes. I do a lot of traveling, and so I had a lot of contacts and people that I could construct things with and ideas, and this is the brainchild of what I felt would be early Spanish colonial architecture to meet into what happened in the city of Patterson.
Yeah, it's perfect. Okay, so this wall right here, you can retire on this wall.
Found it in Seville. I saw it in Seville, Spain, and I saw where they put pots. I amplified it. They would just have a few pots underneath their windowsills, and we put that together, put succulent plants on it, and then I put LED lighting and cast shadows on it at night. It's very dramatic, and it looks beautiful, along with the fountain here. So we have the sound of running water when you walk in, and then the chairs, and then we have a fire pit down there at the end. Painting the... This is interesting. This is an alley that was owned by the city. And when we told them that we wanted to put the restaurant in here, I said I need outside dining, and my nickname is the Golden Warbler. So, so what I did is I went to the city fathers and I told them, I go, you need to dedicate this alley to us so that we can have outside dining, and they gave us a conditional use permit for the alley for 20 years for like $300.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
okay,
the city really wanted the restaurant,
and it is gorgeous. Okay,
so we sourced all the old wood.
we're walking in. We're walking in. So
We
this
made this
door,
door.
you made the door.
I have a home by a creek, Modesto, had black walnut trees. Black walnut trees fell down, and we turned around and milled the wood, put it inside of a kiln for a year, and we had the time, and a craftsman by the name of Curtis Vick made this door from scratch.
When you walk in, look at this beautiful table. They made that. Look at these things up here.
We call it elephant skin, and that's
amazing.
Wood that came from a eucalyptus tree, and this is a sycamore tree, blonde wood for the top of it.
They made these. I'm telling you, we just the tip of the iceberg. We've just walked in the front door. We got to keep showing this place off.
Yeah,
So
let's go.
coming up, we'll keep taking a tour around here, and we're going to show off the food. But I'm telling you, the details in here are amazing, amazing. Back to you guys in the
It
studio.
looks gorgeous, Cody.
Looking forward to it.
It's gorgeous. Thank you, Cody.
There's an historic building that's getting a makeover while serving up some delicious bites.
Yes, Cody's Caravan's there this morning learning all about the fine dining at the old water office.
Oh, yes, we're still taking our tour. We're in the bar right now. Now, should we blow their minds with the roof? Let's blow their minds with the roof. All right, Sean, please tilt up. Tell us about the roof.
So I went to Seville, Spain, and I've traveled around Europe, and there's a lot of stenciling done inside of churches and so forth. And I came up with this idea, why don't we have the grandchildren stencil the ceiling and put that together. So we have like, I think 13 or 14 grandkids from who I share grandchildren with Ed. My daughter married his grandson, so we shared the grandchildren. And they stenciled the whole ceiling, so they'll come back in many, many years to come and remember Grandpa and Grandpa's ceiling that we put together for them.
Yeah.
So there it is. And I think it's beautiful art. And then the air conditioning registers are pre-manufactured filigree work of gate.
Let's show them this detail. This is one of my favorite details. Look at this beautiful artwork. This was done by a family member too, right?
Yeah, family member, Marie. But what these are electrical boxes.
That's the most beautiful electric box I've ever seen. Amazing. The
So
tables.
we
you
made
guys all
those,
did.
and they're all different ones, and they're all from Spain again. The bullfighter, the White City, so forth. And then some old wood on the top where we made the trim, and then the bull, which is the symbol of Spain.
Let's keep walking, Bob. Let's keep walking, because every time you turn a corner, there's something else spectacular. Notice, you guys, that the tables, look at the lighting underneath the tables. It's so romantic.
We manufactured the basis for the tables. All the tables are done, and then we put an accent light on there. The pictures on the walls denote the festivity that you should have when you go to a restaurant. It's a celebration and sharing with friends. So
Please note these windows. You guys did that.
We did that in the shop, and in the center of each one of those windows, you'll see the heart, and the heart denotes the love of Patterson from the Maring family. So that's all through the whole restaurant. The ceiling, again, old wood. We put that together with beams and so forth. And if you crawl underneath and you look underneath here, all these beams were put in. Again, the archways out of the steel, the detail on that is all put together. The lighting on here at night, you can see the different hues of colors on lighting when the sun goes down. The lighting creates a very magical effect inside of it. And it's about the shadows.
About the shadows.
It's more about the shadows.
It's more about the shadows. Now, you have a YouTube page where you guys have been documenting this whole experience.
Yes. I'm 70 years old, well, 71 actually, and when Mr. Maring decided that he wanted to do that, I go, you know what? I've done a lot of things in my life. I want to try YouTube. So we got this get back to work, exclamation point, and we started documenting this journey of this. But then I do my world travel. I travel around the world, and I've documented that. We have our shop where we manufacture all of this stuff. We're streaming that and everything else. So I would really appreciate people to go to my YouTube channel and check it out. That'd be awesome. Thanks so much for letting me plug it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay.
This old wood, the old beams.
So
clearly, old railroad ties. Before 1938, the railroad made railroad ties out of redwood. They did not use preservatives. So we were able to harvest some of these railroad ties from a friend of mine. And all of the old wood in the ceiling came from a feedlot in Elko, Nevada. And they took all of the ceilings from Elko, Nevada.
It is amazing. So that's just the restaurant, the bones, if you will.
Bones, yeah.
Wait till we show you the food. That's coming up.
It's coming up. It's going to be fabulous.
It's going to be good. All right, stick around. We got more and Good Day coming up. Welcome back, Cody's Caravan. We're in Patterson today. Everybody in Patterson has been looking in the windows here. They've been waiting for years. They're like, what are they going to put in here? This is Ed's dream. Ed, good morning to you, my friend.
Good morning.
So you bought this property. It was the old, water house. Did you have any idea what you were going to do with this property?
Well, at one time I had 2 tenants in here, and then they left me, and so it sat empty for a while. And then the opportunity came along to build a restaurant, which I always had in the back of my mind because, I think Patterson needs this. It's a real need. And Bob, being a friend and what did he say? Shirt tail relative. I went to him and expressed my interest in doing this, and he picked it up. And I've known Bob for a long time. And he's very creative, and whatever he does he's done well. And so I had no problem signing up with Bob, so to speak.
Yeah.
And so here we are, and as you can see, as you travel around the restaurant, and that it is a quite remarkable place.
It has turned out beautiful. I cannot wait for you guys to open because people are going to go crazy for this. Are you prepared for this?
Well, yes, I am. Bob tells me I have to participate, but I always rather kind of be in the back room. But yeah, I'll be here, and I hope that they enjoy this place as much as I do.
Yeah. Patterson itself is so important to your family. You've got, I mean, you guys probably are half of Patterson, right? Yeah, there's a lot of you out there.
There are a lot of us, and that's a good thing. But Patterson, we've seen it grow from the time we came here, like 2,500 people, and now it's 25,000.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of warehouses and jobs of that type, and people that commute to the Bay Area. And but I think this place will be something beyond what you find in the Bay Area. I mean, it's going to be unique. And,
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Pedro down there, the cook, and I can tell you he's a mighty fine chef.
I'm excited because he's making up something special for us for the 10 o'clock hour. It is going to be good. So what has the reaction from people of Patterson been? I guess we know that people have been staring in the windows for at least 2 years if you guys have been working on this.
Well, everywhere we go in town, the first question is, when are you going to open? When are you going to open? And I always say, sooner or later. Well, now later's come. We're about arriving, and we expect to be open in the next 10 days.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, so the good Lord willing, and I think it will happen.
I think it's so exciting. Patterson itself is exciting because it's growing so fast. You guys got a great plan for the growth of the city. But to have something like this right down on the spoke, I think is really important.
Yeah, and we're kind of a central location here. Tracy to the north, and Gustine and Newman to the south, and then Turlock is only 16 miles away. So, and Bob says that some of his loyal followers from the Redwood Cafe will come on over, and
We're going to run the shuttle.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, here's a little hint. They're going to have a shuttle going from Modesto to here.
And to River Island.
And to River Island.
Yeah.
It is going to be amazing. All right, coming up, thank you very much, Ed. Thanks for coming out. I really appreciate it. Coming up, he hinted on it. We're going to show you the food and a special cocktail that they're going to make here when they open up. That's all coming up in just a bit. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Code.
Great. Thank you, Code. A Piece of History is getting a much-needed makeover and is soon going to be serving up some delicious food as well. Cody and the Caravan stopped by to learn all about the fine dining going on at the Old Water Office this morning.
The Old Water Office in Patterson. I keep calling it the wrong thing, but we showed you the outside. It's absolutely gorgeous. The food is even better. Pedro, how you doing?
Fantastic. Yourself?
I'm doing good. Right here is the chicken. Tell me about your chicken.
So the chicken, it's Polo alla Diavola, baked in terracotta. Actually, this terracotta place come from Spain. And you know, we get a nice color, so we match the restaurant. As you can see the colors right there. So the chicken is Marish chickens. They are half semi-boneless. And I did this, I want to do something different. I did with the crispy feet. And then the chicken we marinate overnight with the Calabrian chilies from Italy, smoked paprika from Spain, and garlic, herbs, and lemon zest, and we marinate overnight. So, you know, it gets all the flavors from that marinated. And then we pan-sear the chicken just to get a nice crust. And then we bake the chicken in the terracotta plates with all the juices from that marinade. Basically, is the sauce. And then we add pear onions, zucchini, and rosemary to infuse those vegetables.
It's so delicious.
How is it?
It's so delicious.
Yeah?
Now, Bob's going to town on this. What was this? We got one right there too. What is that?
So that's the
good.
So that's the huevos rotos. It mean broken eggs in Spanish. So we did a Spanish chorizo sofrito on the bottom as a sauce to dip the egg. You know, when you break the egg and you go to the bottom with the chorizo sofrito, which is Spanish chorizo, mild spicy with onions and fennel. And then with golden fried Yukon Gold potatoes to give it that crunchies to the bite, and then we finish with a little bit of truffle oil, and that's it for that one.
I'm a married man, but I would propose to that. That's how good that is.
Oh.
It is amazing.
Great.
Are you happy with it?
It is tasty.
You know, the only thing that you need to finish this up, you got the flan, but also you need a little beverage. You need a little beverage. And over here, they're going to be making us a signature cocktail. What do you got over here, brother?
Oh, we've got the, we call it the Chris's Old Fashioned, but it's done usually with a single barrel George Dickel. Right now we're running a 13-year bottled and bond. It's one of our feature cocktails. We're going to be smoking that on a applewood plank that's coming from Rotini Apple Ranch, 100-year-old wood, 2 different kinds of bitters, and our house syrup, which is a blend of white and brown sugar. So kind of gives a little bit more complexity and layers.
Unbelievable. Just this is amazing.
And this is kind of the signature touch. People see this, they smell it when they come in the building, this, you know, and they can't get enough of it. There's a lot of fancy ways to do it. I just took the old-fashioned way. It's kind of fun to get to add a little layer, see if it caps up.
I am telling you, you are in for a treat. Not open yet, but they're going to be opening soon, maybe 10 days, maybe 2 weeks. Make sure you check out their Instagram page. They'll have the announcement right there live for you. But I'm telling you, it is a jewel right here in Patterson.
Right on.
Awesome.
Well, what did you think? They did a fairly good job. Now we've got another video that you can watch where I basically take you through the restaurant and show you some of my thoughts on what I did to work on it. The video is very good. It was at night. The color and the lighting, you can see what we did with the Old Water Office. So please watch the next video on the Old Water Office by me on the YouTube. Thanks so much.